Hey everybody, this is True Disciple bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary, and as promised, it is a DeLoAdEr marathon. We watched an awesome TVT that I hope you all enjoyed, and now we're moving right on to DeLoAdEr Zerg game. So as I mentioned, this was from one or two different clan matches from NK Gaming, and I don't know what team they went up against, and yeah, I'm too lazy to research it right now, so I just want to cast, so I'm just casting back-to-back games. I'm not taking any time to look anything up right now, as I usually like to do and find out some information about the players I'm casting on. But here we are on Korean Overpool incoming. So Melkor threatening with an Overpool. We'll see if he actually does it. Usually, I don't think he will. So, unfortunately, I don't speak German, so I have no clue what he's saying there. I should, as I've mentioned before, my wife is German, so I should probably work on my German a little bit. And I understand, yeah, a few words there. No, never mind. So, but it looks like Melkor is going to scout DeLoAdEr with his Overlord. Here we are. This is Shattered. Yes, Shattered Temple. And DeLoAdEr just throwing down his things normal, walling up against Zerg, which is completely standard. And let's see what Melkor is going to be doing. Let's bring up those nameplates, Shazam, and bring up the production tab and see what's going on there. So we see that Melkor is saving up. He's going to throw down the spawning pool first, which, as I mentioned in many other games, or maybe I haven't actually, but as I feel like I've mentioned in other games, a lot of players are starting to throw down as Zerg to definitely throw down that spawning pool first. We're starting to see less and less hatch first, and I mean that is not only because of early pressure, but also because oftentimes it'll end up getting delayed by an SCV or a probe right here if you're playing against Terran or Protoss, and it makes it pretty difficult. And it looks like we're talking about Marine all-ins and stuff like that. So you guys that actually speak German can translate and put it in the comments if you like, for those of us that don't speak German. And now the wall-in is complete for DeLoAdEr, so if there was some kind of overpool or something like that, I think that would be okay. But there is not an overpool. We have just a normal spawning pool going down. And let's see here, nothing fancy going on just yet. We do have gas for Melkor, and this is a pretty early gas for Zerg. It might just be to get that early speed. It might be going for layer right away, and so there he goes for the spawning. I mean the hatchery. So completely standard at this moment, expanding out at about 20 supply. So a little bit late for a fast Zerg expand, but not that late. Definitely a careful play from Melkor, allowing him to have enough Zerglings to be able to get that map control, which is real nice. And there is the metabolic boost, and that metabolic boost is definitely what's going to be able to let Melkor control that map until DeLoAdEr has a large enough force to be able to push out without fear of getting surrounded. And I like the positioning of this Overlord. This is a very nice positioning on this map, positioning the Overlord where it can't be spotted by DeLoAdEr. If we look at DeLoAdEr's view, we see that you cannot see this Overlord. And when you look at Melkor's view, he can see clearly what's going on down here. Now, of course, there are no buildings being built here, but if there were, he would be able to scout them out. He has been able to scout the front by running up here. But the really good thing about this positioning is as we move around that 6-minute mark, that crucial moment where the tech for your opponent starts to go down and you can kind of see what's going on, he'll be able to push out across with this Overlord, and basically because of the positioning of it, he'll be able to get clearly across the base before getting killed. And again, it will be a sacrificial Overlord and it will die, but he will be able to at least see the tech and what he's going up against. And here goes tech going down, and I believe that probably in about within the next 30 seconds to a minute, we'll probably see Melkor's Overlord pushing out across to see exactly what is going on in this base. Meanwhile, we see back at the Zerg player's base, we have the production tab is up. We see roaches coming out, so Roach Warren has been put down, and nothing else going on quite here, no Evo Chamber or anything like that, so, but there is no reason for Melkor to be fearing any kind of Banshee play or anything like that. It is too early, and look at this, 2 factories going down, so we're definitely going to be seeing some kind of mech play. Maybe heavy tanks, heavy siege tanks is definitely very powerful, but we'll probably see some early Hellions coming out from DeLoAdEr. And I definitely like, I love heavy mech play. I'm not a big Terran fan myself. I don't like to play Terran. I'm definitely a Protoss player. I also like to play with Zerg occasionally. But I do have to say that Terran does kind of excite me only because of this build. I really like the idea of going all-out mech as a Terran player, and I mean, it's not always suitable in all situations, but I think it's hella cool. So, big props to DeLoAdEr for going double factories and making my day right here. And here we see, yeah, 2 Hellions coming out, and probably 2 more going to come out. We're probably going to have 4 Hellions, and there is a pre-igniter. He may even go for more Hellions than that, especially with the 2 there. Otherwise, he could have picked up a reactor here and got even more. So, but we're already into 7 minutes, and Melkor has not moved out with this Overlord. I guess he is waiting a bit longer. I definitely would have pushed out, and here he goes, pushing out now, so a little bit later than I expected he would. So, but still, good timing all the same. He will get out here and see what is going on, and he is actually going to be able to scout the town. No, he will not, as these Marines are able to come up and deal with this, and he will not actually make it here in time. So, oh, that is a shame for Melkor. Melkor will not get the information that he needs. He will not see what's going on, and there's the first siege chain coming out, and that is staying hidden, and so now nothing will be seen. However, now as mentioned, I think these Zerglings were poked. The Zergling poking out. The Zergling able to scout that, able to see the 4 Hellions. Very nice, and that is the power of having Zerglings on the map, able to scout that front. And as I know Day9 says in his dailies all the time, he says, you know, scout the front, scout the front, scout the front. Keep checking out, look for when the push is coming out so you can prepare for it. And in preparation, we see a Spires going down, and it looks like, you know what? I mean, Melkor is feeling very comfortable. Most Zerg players, having seen these Hellions, would have produced a lot of units to be able to deal with it, but I guess with the Spine Crawler, the Queens, and the Roaches that he already has out blocking up here, he just feels comfortable, and I guess there's no reason for him not to feel comfortable. He has this ramp blocked off with Roaches, and 4 Hellions will not be able to take out 2 Roaches before they're killed by all these, by the static defense and everything else that's around here, and he won't be able to harass, so he's just going to throw down a Spire, and he's going to keep droning up. And I think that Melkor has got to be feeling pretty comfortable about the position he is in right now, as he knows he's going up against a double mech build. He came up here with the Zergling, he was able to scout, and I think that he saw both of the factories, so he knows the double mech build, and I mean, the only thing that Melkor is going to be fearing at the moment is the possibility of the Thors that will come out later on. Well, not the possibility, but almost definitely the Thors coming out. Oh, and I forgot to put Busy on. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Busy on right now. Just get that done. Shazam. As people like to message me while I'm casting. So meanwhile, Melkor has pulled up this expansion down here. Very nice play. He hasn't droned up there, but there is a transfer of drones coming on down to that expansion. And then to check the production tab, we have Zergflyer Carapace level 1 going down, and we already have a bunch of Mutalisks already out. And these Mutalisks are coming up. They're doing a massive amount of damage to these SCVs, cleaning up just a huge amount. And DeLoAdEr, I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything against that. He's pulling up the Marines to kind of deal with this, but 12 workers have been killed now by those Mutalisks. And I don't think he lost it. I mean, he might have lost 1 Mutalisk there, but he's looking pretty good. 4 Mutalisks coming out. Keep those Mutalisk numbers high, and that is definitely the most important thing as a Zerg player if you go Mutalisks. Your goal when you go Mutalisks is early on you want to keep your numbers high. And there's good micro from Melkor, pulling back the damaged Mutalisks so that they don't die, and coming in here and cleaning up house before these missile turrets are able to go up. And keep in mind, missile turrets build so freaking fast once you already have the engineering bay. I just checked that real quick. I think it's something ridiculous, like 25 seconds or something like that. And if we look at that real quick, we see 25 seconds, which is just ridiculously fast. So basically, once the Mutalisks have been spotted, if the engineering bay is already up, which it usually will be just to get the infantry level weapons and stuff like that, it allows the Terran player to build static defenses extremely quickly against those Mutalisks. So basically, you push in, you make that attack, and then you have basically 25 seconds after that before the static defenses go up. And so you got to do the damage you're going to do, and then after that, you just got to poke around the outsides, as we're probably going to be seeing, static defenses in every single mineral line. And meanwhile, we see him killing off these Marines. Very nice control, able to pick up a few more, and not losing a single Mutalisk. That was just a beautiful play from Melkor right there. We see hitting up on those rocks right there. Do we have a Thor out yet? We should probably be seeing a Thor sometime soon. Is an armory going down or anything like that? I think the armory is... no, it's not. I'm trying to check out if there is an armory. There is no armory yet. I think that DeLoAdEr might want to be throwing down an armory sometime in the near future. Meanwhile, these Marines are just kind of fending off these Mutalisks that keep poking in, and I can't tell. I think, yeah, it looks like Melkor lost at least one of those Mutalisks right there. So, and as I was saying, your main goal when you're going Mutalisk play is you want to keep your Mutalisks alive as much as possible. You poke in, you kill a unit here or there, because if you keep them alive and you keep the enemy contained, they won't be able to harass you because you're harassing them so much, and your number of Mutalisks will just keep building up and building up and building up until you hit that critical mass where you can just basically fly in over their turrets and kill their turrets while killing everything else around. So, but of course the big fear against that is the Thor, and there is the armory coming out, and so we will probably be seeing weapon upgrades and armor upgrades for his factory units as well as Thor's. And once those Thors are out, then Melkor is going to have a little bit more trouble, and he's going to have to magic box those He's going to have to magic box those Mutalisks to be able to deal with the Thors, because if they get hit while they're clumped like that, it'll basically be GG for Melkor. If he loses all this Mutalisks, it's all over. 5 Infestors are coming out right now, and let's check those Infestors that just popped out real quick. They are at 75, so it was definitely the pathogen glands were researched, which allows it, and they're losing 3 of his Mutalisks. That is definitely not a position you want to be in when you're playing with Mutalisks. You don't want to be losing Mutalisks like that and only being able to pick off a few Marines. Marines are just so dirt cheap. Although at this point it looks like, Melkor's got to be feeling pretty comfortable as he kills more and more Marines, although DeLoAdEr just able to reinforce them so quickly. Because the thing is the Marines are the only anti-air that Melkor has. And with the Infestors, with the Banelings, with the Zerglings, if he's able to rush in there and blow up and kill all those Marines, then the Mutalisks will be able to fly in and have free range over the tanks. And that is definitely not a position that DeLoAdEr wants to be in.